Hello everyone, Christina here. Today's video is a little bit different. I've been wanting to do something like this for quite some time and I decided why not? Today is the day. So first of all, I have a little friend over here. I forgot what side it was on because I'm trying not to touch it. My little friend. All right, I thought you weren't supposed to get like acne and like pimples after you're a teenager. What happened? Let me know in the comments. It's fine. I don't have big breakouts often. This is probably stress or something. Anyway, okay, so the idea behind this video is I'm going to be watching with you one of my very first card videos that I shared here on YouTube. In fact, I think it has the date at the beginning of the video. So we're going to watch it together. And then I'm going to take that card design and it will inspire me to make something new. So all I know is that it's a circle card. I saw the thumbnail on the video, but other than that, I don't know a whole lot. I think it's a Christmas card. Let's get into it. 2007. Hello. Okay, I've also turned down the volume a little bit. Okay, so I'm going fast. I'm making the circle card base. Do you guys remember this like circle cutter? Seriously, it was the easiest of all the circle cut. What is it called? A colozzle, I think. Okay, so circle card base. Good idea. Okay, here's the Christmas paper. So I'm cutting some pattern paper that's a smaller size than the circle. This is back in the day when I just had music. I didn't explain anything. I didn't do anything like that. Make sure that music's turned down far enough. Okay, so I'm adhering the pattern paper onto the circle card. Oh, also, let's take note of my naked nails, right? And also the mole on my left hand. Two things that have changed. I had the mole removed back in, when was that? Maybe 2017, 2018? Okay, I'm cutting another circle. Is this one even smaller? I don't even know. I still use a version of those scissors, actually. That's weird. Oh, I cut it into a strip. Okay, but I needed the curve. Got it. Oh, thickers for American Crafts. They still sell them. I think they still sell them. I used so many of these. I think at the time I was either on the American Crafts design team or I was soon to be. I was on their design team for a while. So I'm repositioning these. It is going beyond the edges of the circle. So it's got a little overlap and it's also overlapping the top and bottom edges of the like horizontal piece. Oh, Stampin' Dimensionals. You gotta love them. Okay, putting a little banner at the bottom. And then another piece of paper, another circle. Christina, how many circles do you need to cut out? Okay, cutting out another circle. Seriously, was this a tutorial on cutting circles? I wonder why so many circles? What am I doing? Is this the inside of the card? Oh, no. Oh, I just needed another strip. Okay. A smaller strip that matches the edge. Oh, do you guys remember these stamps that had like the alphabet on both ends? Oh my word, the old Stampin' Up! Ink pads. I must be thinking what I'm gonna put. All right, what am I gonna put on here? Something like wishing you merry or something. All right. For being fast forwarded, like this is taking a long time. I'm so sorry. So I'm stamping, oh, probably have a merry something. So many little itty bitty stamps. I actually have a lot of alphabet stamp sets that I don't use. I know I have that many because I've been going through all of my stash and pulling out stamps and dies and stencils to give away. And I can't part with the alphabet ones. I can't part with them because I am so picky when it comes to fonts and what I'm gonna use as an alphabet stamp. So if I have an alphabet stamp that I love, I don't care if it's been discontinued, I'm keeping it because you never know when you need a really good alphabet stamp. All right, so I'm adhering that. Have a fun and merry. Am I gonna put a Christmas at the bottom? What am I doing? Am I gonna stamp something? Ribbon? Okay, all right. Oh, I loved this grosgrain ribbon from Stampin' Up! Back in the day. It was 5/8 wide. Loved it. Am I not using it? I'm using white? Okay. No grosgrain. All right, I do love this white ribbon though too. It's so teeny, it needs to be bigger. I would have used bigger ribbon nowadays. Okay, so got our little ribbon up there. Trimming off with those scissors from Stampin' Up! I still use those. Put a little glue dot under the bow. Adjusting it a little bit. This is before I learned how to tie bows that don't go all skewy and stuff. All right, have a fun and merry what? Did I not finish the grading? Christina, you didn't finish the grading? Have a fun and merry what? Okay, I can improve on this. I can use an entire grading, right? I can use a whole grading. I think I'll do a circle card. Maybe I will create my own background instead of pattern paper, or maybe I'll use pattern paper, make it easy and quick. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, slight change in wardrobe. It was way too hot for that dress. Glasses are on now, contacts out. I've got a scrunchie in my hair like it's 1998. For those of you who were born after the year 2000, yes, we wore scrunchies in the 90s. And the 80s too, actually, more in the 80s. In the late 90s, scrunchies were... Anyway, I digress. Let's get into the actual card making. Thank you for joining me and staying in this video this long. Okay, so here we are. I'm in the top corner. Hello. And I've got my little work area right here. So I have a screenshot of the circle card off to the side. Basically what we're going to do, I'm going to zoom in here so you can see this. I'm going to draw a quick sketch of that card. So we've got a circle, and then it had another circle layer, and then it had like 2 bands, and there were words right here, and then it was big words right here. That was, oh, and then there was a bow. That's the basic card, right? So now I'm thinking, how can I alter this and kind of update it to maybe some of the new products that we use these days? You know, we use stencils a whole lot more. We've got embossing paste and paper glaze. Personally, I do a lot more like watercoloring and techniques and things like that. So for my new card, I still want it to be a circle, and I'm still going to have it like matted. So I've got those 2. Why don't we do something with a technique in the background here? Maybe it's a little bit of ink smushing, something like that. For the greeting, I'm going to go ahead and let's put some sort of die cut right here. Maybe bump it up so it's super thick. And instead of having, well, I think I do want a band of color behind it right here, but instead of putting this on the top here, because I think, well, depending on what the greeting is, it'll be either top or bottom, but I'm just going to do a cutout, you know, with the greeting stamped, maybe using those little alphabet stamps that I referenced, that I have a lot of. So yeah, let's do this. All right, I've chosen a background. I'm going to use the Sexy Hexies background for my pattern in the background. I'm gonna pick out a die really quick. All right, I'm going to use the Slimline Happy For You die because it has a really large happy, and it will cut it out separate. It's not attached, but I like the size of that happy. And then I can do a greeting underneath that says birthday, and I can stamp that out. And for my letters, I have this stamp set from Mama Elephant called Lots of Letters. Look how teeny tiny those alphabet stamps are. I have no idea if this stamp is still for sale. I just wanted something super tiny, right? I'm cutting down some Fabriano Artistico Extra White because I want to use as much of this background stamp as possible. I'm using my Misty, and I'm going to stamp this in Versamark ink because I'm going to emboss this in white embossing powder and then use my Caron markers over the top. Okay, I'm using my Stampin' Bug Glider. All right, and if you're watching the video, I have a giveaway for you. Robin, who makes these, she is going to give one away to you. She has a watermelon Stampin' Bug Glider that she wants to give away. Her alcohol ones that are like this were actually inspired by the movie Trolls. Thought that was kind of fun. Anyway, so I'll have a link in the video description. Go ahead and click over to that giveaway and you can enter to have a chance to win one of these gliders. I've also got the giveaway link for my big craft room clean out giveaway. I have some Brutus Monroe Alabaster embossing powder here. Trying to not get the embossing powder everywhere, but it's hard when you're embossing an entire background. Oh, you guys can't see it, but I'm about to fill up my bucket of water at the sink in my craft room. I have wanted a sink in my actual craft room for so long. For all the watercoloring I do, you'd think I would have had it much sooner than this, but it was a dream, and this is a dream come true. Okay. Got my water, getting all ready for, here we go, here's my water. I'll just put that off to the side there. I'm taping down my watercolor piece because I'm going to be painting it from edge to edge. I want to get as much area as possible because I'm going to be cutting it out with a circle die. So, yeah, like if I want to, I can kind of ignore the corners, but I'm going to paint the entire thing because I have totally done that before, thinking, oh, I'm so efficient and smart. I'm only going to paint the center because that's all I need. And then I end up not painting enough and I have to go back. So just to be safe, I am going to paint the entire thing. Okay, so I'm going to pick out a few colors. These colors are actually going to be heavily inspired by Mindy Egan. Let me pull up her Instagram because she did the most beautiful card. Okay, do you guys see this? It is the most stunning card. And she did it with Caron markers. And those colors are just stunning. I don't know which colors she used. So I'll heart that right there. But she's picking up the colors from a palette off to the side. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm inspired. She's tipping her board up, letting those colors kind of go to the bottom. Looks like she mostly just used like a cyan, magenta, and a yellow, and then maybe added a little bit of purple when she came back in to paint some more. So we're going to do that. Okay, so she's got like a cyan. She probably used like a sky blue maybe, magenta, and I mean, I'm just guessing. She probably used, not sulfur yellow, but probably canary. So these three colors plus a purple. I'm going to guess, it looks kind of like more of a cool tone purple. So I'm going to guess violet blue. So I'm going to use these 4 colors. I really should just go watch her YouTube video. I'm going to have it linked up in the top corner. You can go over and watch her video as well. And I'm going to do some scribbles of color. This is one of my favorite ways. Well, maybe not my most favorite, but it is lovely. I do love this way of painting with markers. Squeak, 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 squeak. Sounds like a weird mouse. Squeak, 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 squeak. I'm using my number 8 round brush from Zen Art. And I think she may have wet her background first. So let's do that. Get a lot of water on there. All right, and then you can get the color a little bit wet and pick it up. That is not the bright magenta that I thought it was going to be. It turned really red. I wonder if my brush wasn't clean. Let's scribble this out again. Let's see if I can get a little bit of a brighter magenta. Oh no, it really does that. Wow. It might be that it dries a little bit differently because I've noticed that in the past too. Okay, let's get some yellow. Maybe do a little yellow up here. Grab that cyan color. Bring it right across here, maybe in this bottom corner. This is going to be just an underlayer. And then I'm going to grab a little more of that yellow and bring it down right here with a pop of blue. Okay, and then she tipped it so that she could get some colors kind of drying more on the bottom edges. You see how it's like collecting down here and right here? Such a fun way to get some different colors. So I'm going to use my heat tool to speed this along. It's also going to stop the colors from moving. Here we go. All right, before I come in with my second layer, I'm just going to add a little more of each of these colors to my palette here, since they got really watered down. I'm also switching to a size 2 brush, and I'm going to come in and just add some color into some of these areas. I really liked how her purple and blue, like the purple layered over the blue. I'm mostly going to cut out like from this side. So I'm going to stop here and just help the drying process with my heat tool. Oh, I love this so much. It has that same kind of really colorful look that Mindy's background did, but her background used the delicate outlined flowers background stamp from Simon. That's one that I designed. And so it has more of an like organic look to it. This is definitely more geometric. Grabbing my circle dies, I'm using Simon Says Stamp Nested Circles. Okay, if I do a 5 by 5 inch square or circle. Okay, so this smaller circle is the one we're working with. I think I like this section right here, and my word can go right across there. There's my circle. So I'm going to use this bigger circle for the card base, which I think I will make out of black. I'm scoring the card base at, let's see, 5.5. My score pile is not big enough, so I've got to rotate and score from the other side as well. Fold that in half. And then I'm going to take my circle die, and it is going to hang off the edge of the fold here just a little bit. All right, take those in place. And I'm going to probably run this through 2 times because it's thick cardstock. So it's first going to cut the top layer, and then when I send it through again, it's going to cut the bottom layer. Okay, so here is our card base. All right, so now it can flip up like this. Ta-da! All right, and that can go on just like that. Love. All right, I think Concord and Ninth Aqua Sky cardstock is gonna look great on this. So I'm going to run it through my die cutting machine, but I'm just gonna have it hanging off the end because I only need it to cut like a portion for kind of the bottom area. And now I'm going to cut out this happy. I'm gonna do it 3 times in white and 1 time in holographic. Okay, so I've got to determine where exactly I want everything to be. I think I'll have the happy. More near the bottom. And then I'm gonna have the birthday go right across right there. So I think I want this strip to be like right there to there. And I'm going to use my, like the already cut line as a guide. And I'll cut again right here. Just trying to get it as parallel as possible. Putting foam adhesive on the back. All right, and then to adhere all of these layers of die cuts together, I'm just using some Honeybee precision glue, precision tip glue. And then I'm taking the holographic layer and putting that on the very top. As I adhere this, I want to make sure that that fold is straight. I thought I would stamp birthday and Versamark and then heat emboss it. So, using my anti-static powder tool, and I've got the first letter on acrylic block and my Versamark here. Thankfully, Versamark stays sticky a long time, so I should have plenty of time to stamp all of these. All right, now I'm gonna heat set this until it's smooth melted. And I'll use my X-Acto knife. So I realistically know that probably somewhere in my stash, I had a stamp somewhere that just said happy, it just said birthday, but in the spirit of doing things exactly like, like the original card that I'm basing this off of, I stamped my birthday, right? It's all good. Putting some foam adhesive on the back. Ooh, on top's kind of nice. I kind of like that. But it's like barely sticking to the to the letters. I think I like that the best though. It looks nice. Okay. All right, so there is the card based on that unfinished greeting Christmas card from, what would have that been, 14 years ago? That's insane. All right, well, here's an updated version, a little more involved. I do a lot more techniques now. Back then, my cards were very much more just a little bit of stamping and almost like scrapbooking style, which totally is an awesome way to go about things, but I've just evolved a little bit and I like to kind of create my own pattern. But you could also just do this with some pattern paper like I did with that original card. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed that little walk down memory lane and exploring a little bit, taking, laughing a little bit about my original card. Oh my gosh, that was back in the day when I had my little point and shoot camera in video mode, taped with packing tape to an arm lamp. So I had to be super careful that I didn't like hit the table or shake anything because the whole thing would just go whoa, 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 just back and forth. Oh my word, just thinking about those days gives me anxiety, right? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will be back next week with some more card videos. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing and going to Instagram and all that. I do enjoy hearing from you guys, so leave some comments down below, and I will see you next week for another video. Thanks for watching.